Let's look at question number 16. Two compounds A and B with the same molecular formula C3H6O undergo Grignard's reaction with methyl magnesium bromide to give product C and D. First of all, what is the meaning of this line? C3H6O means it will be either an aldehyde or a ketone. You are reacting it with the Grignard reagent, so you will be getting alcohol. Okay, so you know very well that aldehyde will give you a 2-degree alcohol, whereas the ketone will give you a 3-degree alcohol on reaction with Grignard's reagent, right? Now we have got two alcohols. Now we have to check whether they are following these tests or not, and on the basis of that we have to deduce which is the right structure of C and D. Okay, now let's look at the test. Steric ammonium nitrate test is positive, has to be, because alcohols give this test positive. The color of the solution changes to red. Lucas test, turbidity obtained after 5 minutes, this is a 2-degree alcohol. Turbidity obtained immediately, this is a 3-degree alcohol. Iodoform test is positive, again reconfirming that it is a 2-degree alcohol. For 3-degree alcohol it will be negative, right? Now let us look at the structures which are given to us. So here I have got a 2-degree and a 3-degree alcohol. Fine, let me show you the choices, then we will discuss the answer. In the second case, we have got a 1-degree here and 2-degree over here. So anyways, this goes out of consideration. Here also you have got a 1-degree alcohol. This also goes out of consideration, because the 1-degree will be giving turbidity after a long time or won't give turbidity, right? Then this here C is given to be 3-degree. This will not be the answer, because the 3-degree alcohol will show instant turbidity, whereas it was written that it shows turbidity after 5 minutes, right? So this is not the answer, third is not the answer, second is not the answer. So basically the answer is first, these two compounds will give the positive steric ammonium nitrate test. In Lucas test, this will give turbidity within 5 minutes, this will give instantly. This compound give iodoform. Why? Because this gets oxidized to this ketone, and for iodoform you require this part, that is the methylated ketones, right? So dear friends, the correct answer is option number 1. Let's look at the question number 17. The shape oblique structure of XCF5 minus and XCO3F2 respectively are. First we will calculate the hybridization, then based on the number of lone pairs we will decide the shape of the molecule. So the first one is XEF5 minus. See, in xenon you are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, right? You have got 8 electrons. Now here one bond is with fluorine, the second one is with fluorine, third is with fluorine, fourth is with fluorine, fifth is with fluorine, right? And also there is one negative charge. So this negative charge I am placing over here. Now when I look at this molecule, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 5 bond pairs and 1 plus 1, 2 lone pairs. So basically the hybridization should be sp3d3, right, where you have got 5 bond pairs plus 2 lone pairs. Okay, if you go for the geometry it will be pentagonal bipyramidal, but because of the presence of 2 lone pair it will be pentagonal planar. Only in the first case you are having pentagonal planar, so the answer should be first, but I need to solve it for XCO3F2 also. So for XCO3F2 we will do the same way, and it is very easy for you guys. Fine. Okay, first of all let us bond it to F. Okay, so this is the bonding of X with 2 fluorine atoms, but we have got XCO3. Okay. So, when we are having O3, so there should be the bonding with oxygen. I am just showing 2 electrons for oxygen for the consideration like this. Okay, fine. So, my dear friends, are you seeing any unpaired electron, any lone pair with xenon? No. How many bond pairs you are seeing? 1, 2, right, 3, 4 and 5. Now, over here you are saying, sir, it is not 5, there are 7. No dear, when you are having a pi bond, you are not going to count it. Hybridization is counting only the sigma bonds. Okay. So, that is why I am counting it as 1. So, how many bond pairs should I be counting? I should be counting 5. So, if I am counting 5 bond pairs, the hybridization should be sp3d. There are 5 bond pairs. So, the shape will be equal to geometry, and that will be trigonal bipyramidal. Fine. So, that was the trick part in this particular question. You can also solve this question if you know how to calculate the hybridization directly, like for XCO3F2, the hybridization can be simply calculated as sp3d, right. So, with sp3d, and there are 5 atoms connected to the center atom, that is xenon, should have been a trigonal bipyramidal geometry. But any case, this way also you can understand it better, right. Let us go to the next question. Question number 18 says, an organic compound A, that is C9H10O, when treated with concentrated HI, undergoes cleavage to yield compounds B and C. So, basically a reaction of ether with HI. B gives yellow precipitate with AgNO3. So, this gives us a hint that there is some carbon iodine linkage, which when combined with AgNO3 gives the precipitate of AgI. Okay? First hint. Second, whereas C tautomerizes to D. So, when C is tautomerizing to D, either it is in the enolic part or it is either in the keto part, but it says that C is tautomerizing to D and D gives positive iodoform test. If D is giving positive iodoform test, it means that D should have this group. This is required for giving positive iodoform test. Okay. So, 2-3 hints that we are having over here. So, the question is A could be. See, if I start with this, I will be getting phenol. Fine, that is a must. So, I will be getting phenol over here, and I will be getting this iodide on this vinylic carbon. None of this will work out. So, first is not correct. Let us go to the second one. Over here also you will be getting the hydrogen with this oxygen, that is you will be getting para-methyl phenol. Again it will not work out, because you will not be getting the tautomerization, or you will not get the yellow precipitate with AgNO3. So, first and two go out of the scene. Let us talk about the third one. In fact, even before working on the third one, if I look at the fourth one, see, fourth, second and the first, they are all following the same schemes. Okay, so any case you can zero in on the third option. Let us see what is happening over here. See, we have this compound, right? Okay, I react this with concentrated HI. So, what do I get? This plus this. Okay, fine. So, this is A, this is B, this is C. Now, what are they saying about B? They are saying that this B on reaction with AgNO3 gives a white PPT. So, we will get the white PPT of AgI. Okay. Now, this one, this is in the enolic form. On tautomerization, what will happen? It from CH3, CH double bond, which is basically acetaldehyde, and this gives positive iodoform test, right. If I write this is A, B, C and this is D, right. Okay. So, this is what the question was asking. Correct answer is 3. Okay. Let us go to the next question.